What's poppin', everybody? This is Cerebral54. The English set for Vivid Voltage has been fully listed on Cerebi, so we're going to be looking at the best cards from this set, and I'm going to aim to look at some of the cards that weren't in the Japanese sets. Like, we get the Japanese sets merged, and then we get some other promotional cards that aren't in those sets. So we're going to be looking at those two. So let me just go ahead and start with all of the V Pokemon. I'll look at some of the best ones. So the one that stands out the most when it comes to V's anyway is this Orbital V and Orbital VMAX. We'll look at the Orbital V. It's not too impressive. Has quite low HP actually for a V, 180. This is like HP from the black and white era, or maybe X and Y you could say. I can do Strafe. You may switch this Pokemon. One of your bench Pokemon does 20, so hit and switch, but not very great damage, I suppose. And Mysterious Wave is a better attack. It's going to do 30 more damage for each energy attached to your opponent's active Pokemon, but I would say it's in a way inferior to even Victini V's attack. That 30 times is better than this, I would say. And you can't boost your own damage. It's all up to your opponent's energies. So not very impressive, but the reason why it is kind of good is because it can evolve into this guy, Orbital VMAX. So I do think that this Pokemon does have a little bit of potential. It's fire weak, so fire could keep it in check. It's always the story with grass Pokemon. Even though we have some good ones, fire can keep them in check. But that laser beam ability is very good to ignore. So once during your turn, if this Pokemon is your active Pokemon, you can put one damage counter on each of your opponent's Pokemon. So this is very simple. You can manually activate it. It's not in between turns, which maybe would have been stronger. But you can actually do this, switch, and if you have another Orbital VMAX, you can gain the effect one more time. Like if you have a way to switch a bunch of times in a turn, then you can really add up the damage with this guy's ability. And it works perfectly with Gmax Wave. It's the same attack as the V, but much, much stronger. So it starts at 50 once again. You can do it with 2 energies, but the damage is 50 more for each energy your opponent on your opponent's active Pokemon. So it's a much bigger number, when it comes to the timer, you could say, like the number of energies. You do a lot more damage. It's going to add up. So if they just have like 3 energies, like let's say you're attacking an Arceus with this, 3 energies, that's 150 plus 50, 200 for 2. So it's strong. Um, and yeah, I don't know why I said the ability works with the attack. That was my mistake. But anyways, a good ability, great attack is what I mean. And it's a good Pokemon. HP is good enough too. 310 for a VMAX. We have other Pokemon that are bigger, but it's got only 1 retreat. So really the only thing that's going to keep this guy in check is the fire weakness. Other than that, it's a very strong V combination. VMAX. Okay, next up, moving on to somebody else. I guess we're going to look at all of the V Pokemon. I got Talonflame V. So this Pokemon is interesting because it's one of those Pokemon that has an attack depending on specifically if you go first or second. This one is for the rare occasion when you go first. So if you go first, you can do this attack. And you can just discard your hand and draw 6. So normally, most of the broken effects we get are when Pokemon, like when you play second, like with Volcanion and what have you. So it's interesting that they're bringing this sort of thing back when it comes to playing first. You gain these sort of effects you wouldn't be able to gain normally. And it's good in a way. I don't like this sort of effects when you can just play first, when you can just make an attack first, like with Fermasa and Latios. Hate those. But this is drawing, I guess in standard, they just make it so that there's benefits to playing first and second too, depending on the deck you're using, depending on your strategy. So that's a good thing this Pokemon has. And then Bright Wing, just a typical attack, discard an energy and does 160. Fire Pokemon, compatible with Welder. The other great thing about this card is that it has beautiful free retreat. So I feel like it's going to be a good sort of maybe Pokemon that people can just use. And if they open with it, like if they play first or if your opponent forces you to play first, you got this in the deck. if you open with it, or if you can just put it in the active position, you can just use this fast flight attack and draw. So definitely a good thing. I think it's a Pokemon that could be seen in decks as a support Pokemon. It's just a one-trick pony. You're only going to be able to do this once, but maybe people, it's going to be worth it for them. All right. Moving on. We got the other VMAX combination. You got Galarian, Darmanitan. These guys aren't very impressive, but I could be proven wrong. The regular one here can do 190 for 3, which isn't too bad. It hurts itself for 30, though. That's not good. First attack doesn't really matter. I guess you can inflict paralysis, 2 for 50. Decent. And then the VMAX just has one attack. It's usually, Darmanitan, there's other Darmanitans that do this. You do high base damage on the active Pokemon, and then 30 to each of your opponent's bench Pokemon. So you do 200 for 4 water, and then 30 to the rest of your opponent's bench Pokemon. Now, on paper, this seems kind of superior to Lapras, but Lapras has the ability to increase its damage to the active Pokemon further, depending on the water energies you put. This guy is always going to be stuck at 200, and at 200, you're not even killing like regular V Pokemon, most of them. So I don't think it's very impressive as a partner for Frostmoth. I mean, Frostmoth with Lapras ain't that hot in standard anyway, so I don't think this guy is going to make any improvement. But who knows, I might be wrong. That spread damage can add up, but there's also Mew in the format, so that checks that too. Without Mew, like if you can make a couple of attacks with this, then the spread damage is going to add up, and then before you know it, your opponent's Pokemon are softened up to be killed even with 200. But I don't know, I think I just prefer Lapras. Their HP is the same, retreat is the same, weakness is different. But yeah, not my cup of tea. But one of the VMAXs here, either way. We got Pikachu and Pikachu VMAX. I gotta say, I'm not very impressed with these guys either. And I don't want to be like a downer, but I do think, like, just putting this generally out there, that this set isn't on the level of Darkness Ablaze. I think Darkness Ablaze is stronger than this. But anyways, that's the next set we're getting. So Pikachu V, charge, search your deck for up to 2 lightning energies and attach them to this Pokemon. So it's inferior to Boltund. And then Thunderbolt, 200, discard all energies from this Pokemon. A bit too costly, and it's not even going to do enough damage like Zacian. I mean, come on. You're not even killing major V Pokemon. But it can VMAX, so that's why they made it a little bit weak, I guess. But even this Pikachu VMAX isn't very impressive in my eyes. Gmax Volt Tackle. You do 120 for 3, and you may discard all energy attached to this Pokemon. If you do, that's 150 more, so that's 270 total. Now, the problem I have with this is that it's fixed damage once again, meaning that you can't go over 270. It isn't like Alternate Cosma GX, like Rayquaza AX in the past. It's fixed, basically just like Reshiram Zekrom GX, and that guy, when that guy came out in Cosmic Eclipse, it was already that damage wouldn't be able to KO everything. Pikachu VMAX definitely isn't going to be KOing everything right now. So I think it's too much. Like for the giant cost, you discard everything, and then you just do 270. I don't think it's very good. Even Zekrom Reshiram is better. So yeah, I'm not very impressed with it. I guess in Expanded you can use like Ray Eels or why am I saying Ray Eels? Electric. But like the Ray Eels deck is what I'm trying to say. There's Magnezone. There's ways you can, I guess, power it up, but it's still not that impressive. In Standard, I guess we got Zekrom, Boltund, and Tabu Koko, and that's it. But, I mean, the Lightning deck, like the Pikarom deck as we knew it, is barely hanging on. It's doing better than what I expected, all thanks to Boltund V and Speed Energy. But I don't see, this guy being able to really make a stand as a great Lightning Pokemon. But we'll see if I'm wrong. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But I just don't think so. I mean, it's going to kill regular V Pokemon, no problem, but not VMAXs. Plus, 310. There's other VMAXs with higher HP. Double retreat too. It should have been like 1 since it's Pikachu, but they didn't do it like that. So I'm not too thrilled. But that's Pikachu right here too. Next up we got Ampharos V. This card does 120 for 3, and then it's going to do 30 damage to each of your opponent's Pokemon that have any damage counters on them. So, I'm not the greatest V in the world, but I guess in a Lightning deck if you want included. The first attack, 50 for 2, and then Confusion. That's decent. So another V that's not on the too great side. Large retreat too. Let's move on to what else is there? We got a bunch of other V's. Go down, go down. Coalsoul. Okay, now these guys are better, thankfully. So these guys I actually like. You got Coalsoul V. Very good first attack and second attack. 90 for 3 and burn. So that's kind of cool. And then Boulder Crush 180 for 4, consistent. A great thing is that, of course, you can combine this with the regular Coalsoul, just like the Rillaboom, pretty much. Just such a rip-off, uncreative thing, but you can do this, use the regular Coalsoul with the ability to put energies on this guy, and then you can power him up. And then the Coalsoul VMAX, same thing. You can use the regular one and try and power up this guy up. With Gmax Boulder, it does 240 for 4. So that's in the range to get a bunch of KOs on regular V Pokemon. Pretty much all of them. And because it's fighting, you can actually kill Eternatus with this Pokemon too. It's going to kill him every time. So that's great. And Eruption Shot, you discard the top card of your deck. If it's an energy, does 90 more damage and attach it to this Pokemon. So in Expanded, what you can do is you can use this guy with Macargo from Celestial Storm. And that makes a really good combo. It's even better than maybe using Coalsoul. So you can just help himself get powered up with Macargo. Plus you're doing high damage. So it's just very, very good. I mean, when you can start doing 130 from the beginning and then grabbing energies to use the big attack. Plus, you combine this with some healing cards. He's a big dude, 330. And you have yourself a deck. That's good, I think. So these guys, some of the better V Pokemon and VMAX, I guess. These two guys. Okay. Drapion V. Not very impressive, this card either, but one of the V's over here. So I guess it's one of the important cards. Rack Down doesn't matter, and then Hazardous Claws, 130 for 4, weak, very, very weak, and you have to discard 2 energy from this Pokemon, and it's going to inflict instant paralysis and poison. Now, I guess people could try and use this with Hydreigon, but it's been proven time and time again that if you use a Pokemon like that, you want to get one-hit knockouts. Like, why would I just use and have to gather and sacrifice so many energies and not get a one-hit knockout? Why should I do that? Paralyze the Pokemon, poison it, and then they can just switch, get over the effect. It's not effective, so I don't see this card being very good. The cost is large. You gotta discard 2 energies. I mean, at least if it did some better damage, but it doesn't even do that. Like, you can't even get 2-hit KOs on VMAX Pokemon. So, not a very good Pokemon at all. Another disappointment. And then, I think it's the last dude, but I'm not sure. We got Steelix V. This one I like. This one is really good because it has very, very high HP. It's the highest HP for V Pokemon. I guess there's Waylord too. But outside of that guy, this guy's the second highest. 250 HP, and it works wonders with Raging Hammer. This is a rage attack, basically. You start at 30 for 2, and then 10 more damage for each damage current on this Pokemon. So it's great. You put in something like the Heart Charm, boost the HP further. Like in Expanded, you can put Fury Belt, you can put the, what is it called? The damn Frying Pan, even get rid of your weakness. and it's gonna be tough. You know, your opponent will have to get a one-hit knockout, otherwise they're gonna get hurt really bad with Raging Hammer. And then Iron Tackle. I'm not a big fan of this attack too much. You do 210 for freaking 5, and you're also gonna hit yourself with 30. So that's not too amazing. But I guess if you getting an exact one-hit knockout and you want to go for it, then you could if you have the energies. But at the very least, it's flexible. I mean, you just need one metal energy. The rest can be anything. So you can use it in energy acceleration decks, I guess, if you want to hit metal weak Pokemon. But because of the high HP and the Raging Hammer attack, I think this card is good. Metal Pokemon at the end of the day, you can use Metal Saucer as well. Right. And I think, oh yeah, how can we forget? This is the, yeah, we got more V Pokemon. There's Aegislash and Togekiss. So Aegislash V, along with Orbeetle, this is probably one of the best vmax combos from this set. So the cool thing about Aegislash V is that it ignores effects with Sonic Edge. This is always a sweet effect to have. And because it's a metal Pokemon, it's just so easy to put it in something like Arceus Zacian. You know, you already have the metal saucers, you can easily power it up. And it's just going to be an easy way to deal with opposing this Eye-to-Eyes and the Altaria too. You know, it's such a great attack. 130, ignore all effects. Slash is useful too. You know, nothing really bad to say about it. And the VMAX is also amazing. So its attack does 160, so that's a good start, and 30 more damage for each prize card you've already taken. So this is a win more card. So if you're already in a good position, then you can completely destroy your opponent with no mercy. If you've taken like 2 or 3 prizes, then this card is going to do 210 for 3, and like 90, it's going to be 240 for 3 if you've taken 3 prizes. I think that's, my math is correct, I think. But you guys get the idea. Actually, no, wait. Yeah, I think it's 240. Anyway, let's not calculate that. But it's a great attack, what I'm trying to say. A very good Pokemon. So, if I was a guessing man, I would say that people that use Arceus and Zacian will take like a set of these over there too, like maybe 2 Aegislash-V and 2 Aegislash-VMAX or something. I mean, it's just very easy. It just flows in there nicely. You can just sacrifice a bunch of tech cards in that deck, and then you can include those guys in easily. So I would be on the lookout for them. They're very amazing Pokemon. Like, you can even do like just an Aegislash Zacian V, no, Aegislash Arceus deck on its own. You can do all sorts of things. So great Pokemon 100%. Okay, and I think the last one is Togekiss, and then we can move to other stuff. Togekiss V and Togekiss VMAX. So Togekiss V, if your opponent's active Pokemon is an evolution Pokemon, does 90 for 1. So I guess it's good against the VMAXs. You can hit them a bit hard for 1 energy. Speed Wing isn't so great, but you can use any energy. And then the VMAX, I actually don't remember what it does. Max Glide does 120 for 2, and then you may search your deck for up to 2 cards and put them into your hand. So kind of cool, not the hardest hitting guy, but it lets you grab anything from your deck, so it could become like a product of a toolbox deck. It's a valuable effect to have. I mean, you grab 2 cards every time you do this attack. Much cheaper and easier to use than the Breaks and Charizard. So, who knows? It's got Free Retreat, which is awesome too. Works with any energy. Can use Welder on it, and is ready to go. So, good VMAX like the Togekiss. Not the hardest hitter. For like decks that you're gonna focus on as the main Pokemon and you want to hit a lot of stuff, then Orbeetle and Aegislash, of course, are the guys. And Coastal, I guess, with the right support. And Everybody else, like Steelix, I like, but everybody else, I'm not too thrilled. Like Pikachu, Darmanitan, I don't think these cards are that good. But anyways, okay, now to look at some regular Pokemon. We get a lot of consistency boosters in this set. Like Beedrill is one of the best ones here. With Elusive Master, once during your turn, if this Pokemon is the last card in your hand, you can play it on your bench and draw 3 cards. So this is great for a bunch of reasons. Number one is that you can get a Stage 2 Pokemon out instantly. I mean, it doesn't have the greatest stats or the greatest HP or the greatest attack, but it does have that beautiful free retreat, so that's good. The other thing, of course, is that you get to draw 3 cards. And, I mean, in Expanded especially, I guess if people still want to build decks to draw the whole deck at once, which is ridiculous, but if they want to do it, now that we won't have Shaman anymore, I guess they're going to have to get creative with cards like these, cards like Beedrill. Crazy thing is that, and I don't know why they did it again, it's not once per turn. So, fuck me. It could end up people finding a way to just make it work. Like, go handless so they can play it down. Then if you draw it or if you can search another one, play that down, like deplete your hand and then play the dude down and then draw again. Of course, it's probably going to be inconsistent because this is a stage 2. If you can't play it down, like if it's not your only card, then it's just stuck there. But, I mean, it's something. And I don't like the fact that it's once per turn. That it's not once per turn. But other than that, great Pokemon. Should see play in Standard, I would say. Then the other dude we got for drawing that I just love is, where are you? It's Snorlax, but I can't find it. There you are. So this might be the biggest card in this set for me in many ways. Gormandize, weird ass name, don't know what that's supposed to mean. But once during your turn, if this Pokemon is in the active spot, draw cards until you have 7, and then your turn ends. So it's Tropical Beach in the form of an ability, in the form of a Pokemon. It's going to work great because it doesn't require you to attack. I mean, your turn ends, but you don't have to spend an energy on it like with some other, opening support Pokemon. If you play first, you can use this effect, which is beautiful. And it's got better stats than Jirachi, which I also like. 130 HP. In decks with energy acceleration, you can even use Body Slam in a pinch. So I think this is a great Pokemon. I think it's going to be a great card to add in like decks that really just need that consistency. Like Lapras, some other Stage 2 decks, some other sort of miscellaneous like Tier 3 decks. They're going to benefit from this card. So I'm excited to receive it. And then the other major draw Pokemon, I guess, is this Jirachi here. Now, I don't think this card is going to be as good as the team-up Jirachi, but it does have its upsides. Like, with Dreamy Revelation, if this is in the active spot, look at the top 2 cards of your deck, put one of them in your hand, put the other one on the bottom of the deck, on the top of the deck. Okay. So it's almost exactly like Pidgeotto. Yeah, it's almost exactly like Pidgeotto. You don't go asleep. Okay, you gotta be active to do this effect, but you don't go asleep. And it's just an instant +1. You don't get to pick what you want. It's not limited to trainers though. And that's basically it. I guess I'm not gonna go over all the differences with the other Jirachi. But it's a good card. At the very least, it might be easier to use. Like, so we don't have the escape board in Standard. We got the U-turn board, but Team Up Jirachi can utilize that. This one will be able to. So if you're not running a deck, that's based around scoop up nets and a billion switches, at least this is compatible with U-turn board. You can get that plus and then move out of the way, continue with your turn. Okay. And that's it. It's got a broken ass attack too, like all of this sort of rainbow background painting brush Pokemon in this set have. but they have crazy costs like Psychic Fighting and Metal. How are you going to meet that? Um, well, you can do it with Electro GX. You search your deck for up to 7 basic energy cards attaching to Pokemon any way you like. So insane stuff, for sure. But I don't know if there's any way to make this work in Standard. No way. Maybe people will find out and expand it, like with Electrode. But that's about it. And there's other legendary Pokemon like this. There's Zacian, Zamazenta, Rayquaza. They've got the same thing. Like a painting brush background. Crazy good attacks, but with crazy costs. That's it. Okay. Now some other great, like regular cards in here. Let's go down and find them. Are going to be... Where are you? Where are you? Oh, Zarude V. I forgot about this guy. I'm all over the place. But Zarude V, this one is a very good V Pokemon from this set. It's a bit annoying that the first attack, it's too colorless and the other one is too grass, meaning that if you use this in expanded, if you put a DC, you can't use both attacks. So it's kind of a waste. But your opponent's Pokemon can retreat with the bind down attack. And then Jungle Rising, it's actually a crazy attack. You do 100 for 2, and then you may attach up to 2 basic energies from your hand to your bench Pokemon in any way you like. And you heal all the damage to that Pokemon too. So this is a pretty crazy attack if you ask me. Like the energy acceleration, that's not really the amazing part. It's that super complete mass healing. That's the part that gets me. Because it's just too easy to pull off. I mean, Jesus. Blastoise tag team. It was like 50 for each energy you attach. Something like that. This guy just does this like completely. It's too good. Once again, as a grass Pokemon, Fire should keep it in check. But I think you can definitely try and build grass decks with this guy as the foundation. You know, you attach the energies, heal, build up your Pokemon. It might be something to look into. I mean, on its own, as a standalone card, it's great though. One retreat, HP for a V is good. There really isn't anything bad to say about it, really. Nothing really bad. Okay. Well, minus the thing that I said with the energies, but you can't be perfect. Okay, so where are you? Damn it, I'm looking... Anyway, I guess we'll get to it when we get to it. So, for regular Pokemon that are attackers, there's Charizard. There it is. So, this guy, I mean, they stage 2s, they just almost never do anything, but maybe this guy can finally do something, because he is very strong. Its stats are good as good as they allow us to have them on stage 2s. In my opinion, stage 2s should be having like 200 HP and stuff, but they keep giving them like 170 and 160. So, by the Pokemon Company standards, this guy's HP is good. Okay? 170. With Battle Sense, once during your turn, you may look at the top 3 cards of your deck and put one of them into your hand, discard the other cards. So, you're going to lose a lot of resources by doing this. It's, in a way, an acrobike that gives you an extra pick of a card, but you lose 2 cards. So, I don't think I like it as much as acrobike. But it is a way for you to boost your consistency and then hopefully sacrifice some cards that maybe you don't want and you want them in the discard pile. It's supposed to synergize with this guy's attack, which it starts at 100 for 2, and then it's going to do 50 more damage for each Leon in your discard pile. Now, Leon is a shitty supporter and a shitty character, if you ask me. But basically what the plan is, if you put a bunch of those in the discard pile, then all of a sudden Charizard becomes very deadly. Like if you just have 2, it's 200 for 2. And you gotta respect that, it's powerful. And with 3 and 4, you're KOing almost anything. And Leon, the supporter, he also boosts the damage too. So if you play that, it goes in the discard pile. You also get the boost from that guy. So they just work together. I mean, he's here in the background too. Just like the Cynthia Garchomp deck we had before. And I guess Metagross with Steven. So, if you want to build this, I mean, it's easy to meet the cost. You just use one welder, put 2 energies on it, you're good. Simple attack, you know, it starts decent enough too at 100 at the very least. You got the ability to, that can help you out, even if it discards your resources. I can't really say anything bad about it, to be honest. It might be a good deck for those that want to build a stage 2 deck, like regular Pokemon. Okay, we got a few. I guess the best way to describe them is fair Garbodor Garbotoxin Pokemon. So Flareon, Vaporeon, and Jolteon, they all have the same thing. You attach a memory capsule to them, and they're going to block the abilities of a certain type. So for Flareon, it's Grass. Grass Pokemon will have no abilities. For Vaporeon, it's Fire. Okay, it shows us Fire. And then for Jolteon, I think it's Water. I mean, it makes sense, it should be Water. So yeah, so these are more balanced, like Garbotoxin, Garbodors in a way. Stage 1s, you attach a tool, a specific tool, and you only block certain Pokemon's abilities. But yeah. So let's go up, I guess another good stage 2, decent one anyway. Samurott, blocks 30 damage, and then 120, you put an energy from your opponent's active Pokemon into their hand. So it's not the greatest, Charizard is better, but if you want to build water, stage 2, this is your guy from this set. Waylord, I think it's fair to mention this guy too. So this guy, I actually think you're better off using this with Frostmoth than trying to use Darmanitan. 200 HP, stage 1, and Hydro Pump isn't actually too bad. Like if you put the 4 water energies, it does 170, which is good for this guy. Usually because Waylord has large HP, like for a regular Pokemon, they give it sort of shitty attacks, that meaning that you can't really use it as an attacker. But in this case, Hydro Pump isn't actually too bad. Like it's a completely workable attack. It's gonna be basically 80, 160, yeah, 170 for 4, and it can get even stronger. So you're getting 2-hit knockouts on VMAX Pokemon, plus you're carrying this 200 HP being a regular Pokemon. So I would say if you want to run something else with Frostmoth, run this guy if you don't want to use Lapras. It's one of the better stage 1s in here, I'd say. And his ability is also good. It's going to help him get rid of special conditions every time you attach an energy. So I can't really say anything bad about this guy, to be honest. Right. So I want to make sure I don't forget anything, but obviously we can't cover everything. I need to look at the best cards. Zapdos, I'm not really going to go into it. Raikkou is another good one, but once again, you need to meet this crazy cost. If you do, it's basically 120 on the active and 120 on the bench. So 240 total. Another good draw Pokemon is this Manectric right here. You evolve into it, it's just a stage 1, you draw 3 cards. So maybe some people want to go for it, I guess, use this as a form of ability draw. You're only going to get this effect once, but if you want to use it, it's free retreat too. Moving on. Benetti, gotta talk about you. So this Pokemon I think is a bit dangerous that they're printing it. You know, they banned Oranguru and then they give us shit like this. So what this card does is when you play this Pokemon from your hand to evolve, you may devolve an opponent's Pokemon, putting the highest stage evolution in your opponent's hand. So what this means is that, let's say your opponent brought out a VMAX Pokemon, okay? And you did like 250 damage on it, it has 300 damage, it's not dead yet. You evolve into Benetti, you put the VMAX in hand, and then all of a sudden you get an instant knockout because the regular V just has less than 250 HP, for example. So this is a very good ability. It's basically the same ability Espeon EX used to have, one of my favorites from Unseen Forces. It's very, very strong. It works from the bench too. It's a regular Pokemon. You can just easily use Devolution Spray, use like Scoop Up Net, what have you. So I think this can make for some dangerous stuff if people figure out a control as deck and expand it with it. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'm just overthinking it, but the ability is definitely good. It's just too easy to pull off in a Pokemon like this. That's what I'm thinking, but we'll see. Anyways, and then going down. I think you were good as well. Yeah, put a card from your discard pile into your hand, so like a mini Sableye. At least it requires a Psychic Energy, and you only get one. And then going down. Donphan, one of my favorites here too. So awesome stage 1. Basically like a revamped version of Donphan Prime, which was one of the strongest cards ever. Stage 1, 150 HP, which is great. Basically putting into shame most of the stage 2s. And it's when I see stuff like this that it pisses me off what the designers are doing. But 150 HP for this card, amazing. And with Earthquake, you do 120 for 1. No questions asked. So you start doing this immediately. Like, even if you're not getting one-hit knockouts, like this isn't the same as it would have been 5 years ago. It's still incredibly tough. Like, it's gonna be a 2-hit KO on V Pokemon. In Expanded, if you boost this with stuff like Diancie and Muscle Band and what have you, you can even just two-shot VMAX Pokemon. The awesome thing is that because it's fighting, you can kill a lot of the fighting weak Pokemon like Darkness Pokemon, Eternatus, some colorless Pokemon, Lightning Pokemon, which is great. I kind of wish Heavy Impact was better, but it's not. And even though it hits your guys for 20, you can easily bypass this effect by using something like Mew or Mr. Mime in Expanded. So I'm definitely looking forward to getting this guy. I'm just using it. It might not be too great, but who knows? Maybe people are going to be surprised. But I'm just glad they went all out. They didn't just make it 70 for 1 or 80 for 1. They just went straight up 120 for 1. So that's good, I think. Okay. Next up, we got some other strong fighting Pokemon. I mean, all of these guys like Regirock and Trakin, they're good. But because Zygarde exists, I think everybody would just use this guy. So for fighting like regular legendary basic Pokemon, if you want to use it in your deck, this guy has 150 HP basic, does 30 for 1 beam, which is good, and then Core Avenger, if you have more prize cards remaining than your opponent, this attack does 160 for 3. So it's great, it's Twin Energy compatible, nothing really bad to say about it, really. Terrakion is also kind of good, Regirock too, but that other guy just puts them to shame. 140 HP, good still. Guard Press, whatever. And then Earth and Power. If you have a Stadium, it also does 160 for 3, but you need 2 fighting. Maybe it's easier to pull off, but you need to have like your own Stadium. And I think the other guy's better. And then Regirock, this guy's probably the weakest. Rock Tumble, not good enough if you ask me. 130 HP. I mean, this guy's good. It's just outclassed by the other dudes. Megadon Fall, 130, then 30 to yourself. It's like the old Zekrom. But the other guys are better, I'd say. Okay, and I think I just covered all the key Pokemon anyway. This guy, not so great. Metagross, I guess, for a stage 2. I can't forget about him. So you bring this guy out, your Pokemon play have no retreat. And if any Pokemon is an evolution Pokemon, it can attack. So, yeah, anti-meta card, but I don't see it being that great. I like Metagross, but this one, I mean, I guess the ability, it's going to help it out at least. Maybe be a good support Pokemon. And Lugia too. Yeah, let's not forget about you. So this is going to be extremely difficult to pull off, but if you can, if your opponent has 5 or fewer cards in hand, it doesn't do anything. But if you can have them to have a big hand, you can do 250 for 4, and that's insane. So, something to think about. Swellow, I guess it's fair to mention this card too. This card will give you that energy acceleration almost like the Cinccino for 2. So like a twin energy, you do 40, same as Cinccino, but you grab 2 basic energies and attach them to one of your bench Pokemon. So Cinccino can do this for 1, this guy does it for 2, but you can put a twin on it, and then you grab 2 energies. Of course, Cinccino has the amazing draw ability. I think their HP is the same. So Cinccino is probably better. I mean, this guy has free retreat though. But for those, maybe that if you prefer this sort of style, like you could grab 2 energies per attack, and if you're using twin energies in your deck, then this is one of the better Swallow cards we've had in a while. So kind of pleased. And I think that's about it. Most of the trainers, I'm not very thrilled. You got this Beauty, which is a supporter that lets you, if you go first, you can use this and draw 2 cards. So I guess it's something that the Eladios Ferromosa decks would like. But hopefully they die when they lose fucking Shaman. But that's something, I guess. Draw 2. Bea, it's going to help you power up those fighting Pokemon. Discard the top 5 cards of your deck. Attach any energy on your bench fighting Pokemon any way you like. So high risk, high reward. You need to build your deck around this card if you're going to make it work. But it's something. The really good one actually is Nessa here. Let's actually find the full art because she's hot. Yeah, this is going to be an expensive ass card. I know a lot of people like this sort of the chicks from Sword and Shield. And that's all I'm going to say about that. But yeah, she looks good. You know, with her skimpy, athletic, I think that's a swimsuit clothes. So the effect is awesome for water decks and Lapras. You put up to 4 in any combination of water Pokemon and water energies from your discard pile into your hand. So it's like basically like a fisherman, but it gives you the option to get Pokemon too. And basically it's just superior in those water decks, like in decks using water energy acceleration. Because it's recovery to the hand, it's a supporter, plus you get Pokemon. Plus you get to use this fine chick, as opposed to the fisherman. So that's basically it. Opal, I don't like this card, but it's a control card. Flip 2 coins for each heads, get a card, put it into your hand. It's bullshit. There's Leon. Use this dude. Your Pokemon's attack do 30 more damage. So it's like what the fuck is it called? They even look alike actually. Like the Professor Kukui, yeah, from Sun and Moon. What the hell? So both like How and Hop and Kukui in this guy. You gotta be kidding me. I just realized, but anyway. But kind of like him, like the supporter card too. You know, you get to boost your damage. And it's gonna work with Charizard. Alistar, you draw 3 cards, and if you do any cards this way, you can discard up to 3 cards too, but you must discard at least 1 card. So it's going to be kind of like the TV reporter, Gabby. But if you want to discard more cards, you can do it, like in Mat Party or whatever. And basically, I think that's it. Like some other trainers don't really stand out to me. We got these special energies. You got aromatic grass energy. Grass Pokemon recovers from all special conditions, can't be affected. Coating metal energy. Gets rid of the weakness. This is going to be very good for metal Pokemon. It's basically almost like the frying pan. They use this and they don't have to worry about fire too much. The Stone Fighting Energy, block 20 damage. So I guess the opposite of the Strong Energy. Um, I guess they didn't want to print the same effect on a different card. And then the Wash Water Energy, prevent all effects of your opponent's Pokemon attacks except damage done to water Pokemon. And basically that's it. You got this memory capsule here for the evolutions. It doesn't really do much though. I mean, it's like a memory berry. So I guess, yeah, on other Pokemon it's going to be useful, but not on those specific evolutions. Yeah, memory berry basically. You can use attacks from your pre-evolution. And there was actually a broken stadium here. Is it this one? Let's see. All basic Pokemon take 20 less damage from attacks from the opponent's Pokemon. Yeah, this is good, but it's not the one that I'm looking for. It was another one. There's League Staff, so it should be in here. There it is. Okay, the Winden Stadium. So whenever either player plays a Pokemon VMAX from their hand, heal 100 damage from that Pokemon. I hate this card. The fact that they printed this, it's just more and more obvious that, yeah, fuck the regular Pokemon. Just use VMAXs. It's so blatant. But yeah, if you use VMAX Pokemon, you're gonna love this card for sure. Mass healing, easy healing. And it also works with this supporter too, League Staff. Like you draw 2 cards, and if you have that stadium down, you draw 4 straight up. Okay. And I think that's about it. Anything else, I don't think it's that good. If I don't even remember, like this Hero's Medal, it's probably a card that's gonna get banned, just like that other one they printed. Decrease your HP for VMAX, and then they get less prizes and shit. It's just bullshit. You can do bullshit combos with effects like this, so I have no idea why. They printed that card in Sun and Moon, they banned it like in no time flat, and then they print this Hero's Medal with the same effect. But whatever. And Moo Cheese, I guess let's look at you as well. Heal 30 damage from 2 of your Pokemon that have energy attached. So it's like a double potion. You gotta have energies, but it's good, decent healing, I'd say. Moo Cheese. I bet it's delicious. Nothing really else. This, what is it? I forgot. Yeah, not really that good. Attacks of the Pokemon this card is attached to 30 more damage to your opponent's V and GX. So wait a minute, it's like the attacks of the Pokemon this card is attached to do 30 damage. Yeah, so it's like a choice band. Basically, yeah, it's like a choice band for V and GXs. Okay, so I take it back. I didn't remember it had this effect. I remember it having some other nonsense. But anyway. So we're getting choice band back in a way. Get some secret rares. Good stuff. And I think that's it, guys. I went really fast because I want this sort of best card set review to be fast. I don't want to be talking about all of the cards. Looks like there's like a Zam in here too, which means that I forgot about him. So unprofessional. But this guy isn't good. Let's just say he's not good. They finally printed in like a Zam card because they can't print them due to the Uri Geller case. And, the first attack is just whatever. Second attack, not great. Your opponent needs a huge hand to be good. So he's not good anyway. So I guess it's no surprise that I forgot about him. But this is Vivid Voltage, guys. It has a lot of interesting cards. The best part about this set is all of the consistency cards like Snorlax, Beedrill, that might be a double-edged sword, Jirachi. Those are the cards that I think are good from this set. Some VMAXs are good, some V combinations are going to be good, but a lot of them I think they're bad. I think the ones in Darkness Ablaze were better. We'll get some other regular Pokemon that can do some cute stuff, but it's not really much point discussing all of them. Like, there's a lot of decent cards, but as a whole, I think this set is weaker than Darkness Ablaze for sure. But hope you guys enjoyed this set, this best card set review in a way. Hope it helped you know what cards to invest in, or just gave you ideas for decks and strategies to try out. Some of the better cards in this set. You know, for a set being called Vivid Voltage, you'd think it would have like a big emphasis on like the lightning type, but not really. I mean, there's the Pikachu and a few lightning Pokemon, but that's it. Not really any great support. But anyways, guys, thank you for watching. Subscribe to the channel for all sorts of TCG content. Leave a like, share this video with your friends, and hopefully I'll see you guys with some matches when this set comes out. I can build some new decks and maybe show you guys some of the new cards in action. So, Saberwolf94, thank you guys for watching. We'll say...